Hello and welcome to the studio. Today I wanted to show you just a fast little trick on how to get 60 inches of bias binding out of a 10-inch charm square. So the process is pretty simple, and the first step is the most important step, and that is that you want to cut it in half down the center, corner to corner. And this will make sure that all of your 40-degree angles align when you go to sew all that together. And then once you have that cut made, you're just going to cut. I'm going to stack these up so I can cut them both at the same time. You're just going to cut 1.5 inch strips. You'll get 4 cuts out of this square, and the last cut will be pretty small. If you aren't tight on binding, I would skip it, but it does add several more inches. So if you really need the length, add it in. I almost always add it in because I just find that it's usable. Okay, so you've got these 4 cuts, which are actually 8 pieces. And now the process is just to take these to your sewing machine and sew them together end to end. Now these 2 little ones here, one thing that I do when I sew these together is I don't put these on the end, because if you do and they're on the end of your strip, you'll have this seam that's real close to the end and you might end up cutting into it and then having a seam on the end. So I like to put these somewhere in the middle and put the longer strips around them. So you'll just take this to your machine and sew these together like that. When you're sewing these together, one important thing is you want little 1/4 inch dog ears on either side, so your 1/4 inch seam will line up right along there, and that's how you're going to get this to be straight on the edges. So 1/4 inch overhang on each side, and once that's sewn together and pieced, it looks like this. So hopefully you can see that little seam there. It just runs right along there, and I've pressed all of these open, and now I have this beautiful 60 inches of bias cut binding. I hope that was helpful.